Okay, hi. This is Dan Hank. Welcome to another edition of the Skull Sessions. And today it's my honor to have Spicy Dicey back.
Hey. Thank you for
What's
having
up, Dicey? So, let's talk about this what you have going on and about the convention you're doing.
Yes, I am really looking forward to going to Dead Man's Hand Tattoo Expo this year. That's the name of it, right?
yes, Dead Man's Hand. Well, it's Dead Man's Hand Expo. But yeah, it
Expo.
has tattooing, but we also have like comic artists there. We have like indie filmmakers. We have like great horror authors like you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a whole bunch of people. We're trying to get like a whole community thing going on with like a bunch of horror and like people that just into like that kind of off key stuff.
Yes, just like we talked about before, horror is so explosive right now. So the more horror conventions, the more opportunities to be around like minds, the better. Yes.
Yeah, I noticed it. Like a lot of the conventions now, like even the ones that are like have been exclusively tattoo are now like we're at a tattoo and horror convention. Like I
Yes.
just did Westchester, and it was the I forget what it's called, like the something Ink, but now it's called the Blood Ink. And then all these like B movie celebrities there and stuff like that. I know Bam Margera was there. You know, it was like yeah, like everyone's kind of like jumping on the train. It seems.
Yes, and I love it. I also love being ahead of the curve, like predicting this, already being in the fray, already writing. I'm looking at my books over here, already writing in the genre, like helping to spear this thing along. So it's kind of feeding on itself. It's growing and I'm already in it. Like I don't have
Yeah.
to, I'm jumping on a trend. I am the trend. You know what I'm
Yeah, no,
saying?
I feel like the like people that have been into it the whole time, they're the ones that people really look to. Like there are always people that are like, oh, what's the latest fashion? I'll jump on that. You know,
Right.
like they're like this is totally off topic a little bit, but like Machine Gun Kelly, he's like a rapper, and then he's like, oh wait, punk rock does it. Now I'm a punk rocker. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
you just listen to like Green Day and Blink 182, and you're like, I can make some dollars.
Yeah, that's true. He seems to be finding his footing as an artist. Now, we do have the ability to reinvent ourselves as often as we want and however we like. So, good on him for changing it up as necessary, but yeah, I think your core audience kind of likes it when they know who you are as an artist, so they know what
Right.
to expect. So if you've already kind of paved a path for yourself, they're like, okay, I know what to expect from this person. So that's why I kind of jump back and forth though too. I go back and forth between like dark erotic romance and then horror, but it's all dark. It's all twisted. You know, it's all, pretty much spicy elements, but
Yeah,
sometimes
but it's
it's
not like you're doing something totally fucking different. It's like you're doing like rom coms or something. And you're like, oh wait, horror popular. I'll try my hand to horror.
yeah. Yeah, I've been true to myself, but my core audience, they know who I am. They know that I'm gonna throw in some twists and turns. I try to keep it unpredictable, and not your basic mainstream type of content.
And I see you have your fans like the how old was that guy at the Dallas Con that we were at? The old guy that like he's asking, he's like, how much?
Oh, did you hear him? Did you hear when he was talking about that?
No, I had you tell me about that. Yeah, we're like, what
Oh,
the
yeah,
fuck?
yeah. Yeah, I get some propositions every once in a while. I'm not above that. So I haven't heard that magic number yet, but every once in a while there'll be some interesting propositions. I haven't accepted any at this
Right,
point.
right. Well, I'm sure that boosted your ego a little bit. So you're like,
Hey,
okay, all right. No, but
I,
all right, yeah, whatever. It's cool.
I just turned 51, so I'm happy to get any eyes, any flattery. Yeah, please, please, and thank you.
All right, so let's talk about what you got going on and what you're bringing to the convention.
Okay, so this will be the first time that I'm actually traveling with my books. So even when I go out of state and out of the country, if I'm at an event, I don't vend books. I just kind of go and speak or something like that. This is the first time, Dan, because you have inspired me to do it. I've seen you do it. You come to Texas all the time, and so I want to be like Dan. So I'm trying to figure this out.
I want to be like Dan.
Yeah, so I am going, I have my books. I've already shipped them to you. I don't know when they'll arrive. Hopefully they'll get there in time. But I'm
Right.
not bringing all 15 of my books. I'm just bringing like the ones that sell the most and just trying it out and see how it works. So I'm going to bring like the first book of my vampire series. I have some Along Came a Killer, which is that is a novella that's in my vampire series at the end, but it's a standalone. And I'm also, I think I shipped, what was the other thing I shipped? uh what did I ship? Oh, I don't remember. I don't, I don't remember. I shipped an anthology. I shipped an anthology, my anthology. I shipped Demented Dimension Part 1. That's it. And that way, if someone wants to get a variety of stories from me, but they're short, so you can read them like in increments or different periods of time. So I shipped those to you in just 20 copies. Like once it's gone, it's gone. I'm paying a lot on my hotel and on my flight, so it's not really one of those things that I'm expecting to make a lot off of. But I do need to get out there. I need to move. I need to move around the country, move around the world because I am a global, international author. So I need to go to these events. I need to connect with people outside of what I'm used to, and this will be the first time that I do that.
Right. Well, the hopeful thing is like we'll get a bunch of eyes. I mean, it'd be great if you made a fucking killing, but
Yeah,
we just want to get like some eyes on everything. So, like, you know how people are. A lot of people come to convention like, oh, that's cool, and then they'll bring the cash to the next time. So we'll see. We'll see.
yeah. Well, hey, I'm going to have fun either way. A long time ago, I stopped for a little while vending books, period, and I just focused on the podcast, my own sex and horror podcast. But now that I have gone back to doing books, I have a different approach anyway. I go in with the mindset that I'm going to have fun, that I'm going to connect with people no matter what, and so I don't worry about the bottom line. I don't worry about the dollars. I'm just there to have a good time either way. And that has taken so much pressure off of me to just live. Like this is just another extension of living. I'm going somewhere. I've never been to Albany, New York, and I'm going with a purpose.
Right.
So it'll be fun either way.
Well, I don't know if we have all the cool stuff they had in Austin because remember we saw the Museum of the Weird and we saw like that troll, that giant troll in the park and stuff. So
Yeah. And that's the first time I've done that. Normally, when I go, I'm just all about my business. I'm at my booth. But that time we kind of took a field trip and explored some of Austin. I had a really good time with you guys. So, even if there's not a museum right there in Albany, I mean, you're there. You're cool. I like hanging out with you. So we'll get
dun,
into
dun,
something.
dun. So how was KillerCon for you? I know it's
I
your
love
first time doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed Killer Con. I love that I was embraced by extreme horror authors. It was kind of daunting, but I read from Demented Dimensions. I read My Massacred Story, which was about a serial killer. It was a male on male sex scene involved in that. I really enjoyed being around people that don't hold themselves back. They don't censor their art, their
Right.
because that's how I feel. That's what I do. There there may be some things that I don't agree with or don't want to hear about or don't want to read or watch, but I feel like everybody has the right to put those things out there. As an artist, you should be able to create and create whatever you feel inspired to create. There is an audience for it, even whether that's me or not. And so it was great. And we have interviewed a lot of the people who we did meet there. I had a great time. I would go back. I think next year they're doing it in November, which is usually the time where during that first week of November, I'm usually in Vegas for an author convention there. So if I'm still with that, I won't be able to make it next year. But we'll see. We'll see. I had a fabulous time, and I really enjoyed the people that I connected with.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I feel like I mean it is cool to like be around people that kind of into the same thing. Like I
Yes.
feel like back in the day, it's like people were like, especially when you're into like anything dark, they're way more judgmental about that. Like
Yes.
people are like, oh, there's got to be something wrong with you mentally or whatever. And you're like, dude, this is what I like. Some people like, stupid Adam Sandler movies. Some people like, like Nightmare on Elm Street, or something that's like has a darker tone to it.
Yes. And because a lot of us are drawn to this genre and to the darkness for a reason. We're working through probably some things that we've had to deal with before. This is a healthy way to do that. So the real danger is if we're not creating, if we're not writing, if that's when people go in and start blowing up schools and stuff, but we're actually channeling it into something positive. It is a creative flow that's symbiotic with I create this and the reader enjoys this or I make this like for the
Yeah,
big.
but you see that like it's not the creators who like ship skills. Like you have people that are like inspired by stuff and they talk about stuff, but then the people who like can't let anything out, those are the people that like bottle everything up and hate the world and they go and ship schools. Like I don't know if you heard Dave Chappelle does this funny bit about how he's like he doesn't understand why people ship schools. He's like try drugs. You try drugs.
Yes.
He does this whole funny bit about it, and does this bit about how like his family was so broke that he had like go to there was like some event they had to go to and to save up pennies and bring rolled up pennies to get in, and like he's like that's the only time because people were giving him shit when he felt like shooting up the school, but he's
Right.
joking about it. Like people like that, aren't the killers. Like even when they joke about that stuff, people are like, "Oh my god, you didn't bring that stuff up." It's like, yeah, 'cause you're joking about it. Like people who don't bring that stuff are the people who actually go on the shooting sprees.
Right, right. Even the ones that people call charming. Like how many times have you seen a serial killer and they be like, "Oh, I never thought they would have done something like that. They were such a charming person." So the
Oh, like
ones,
Ted Bundy, yeah.
yeah, the ones that you think look so wholesome, those are the ones you really got to watch out. It's not the tattooed people. It's not the ones with the devil horns that are putting it out on Front Street. It's the
Right.
ones that are pretending to be angels. Those are the ones you really got to work through. You got to really be careful about them.
No, it's true. Yeah. It, there's a big difference between being real with a story and like acting that out in real life. Yeah.
Right.
But like the guy who wrote American Psycho, I think that's a great story. I really seriously doubt he would do anything at all like his character in American Psycho. But it's a great
Mhm.
story.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And it makes for it's a great escape, like we're providing escape for people. Now I will say that like you see this poster right here of Terrifier. Now I enjoy seeing Art the Clown butcher up some people. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't because I can't do it and get away with it. There are consequences if I do it in real life. But
Right.
it's an escape to be able to do it through Art the Clown without having any consequences.
Right. See, the main problem I have with the Terrifier movies is there's no plot to it. It's just like him randomly doing the most graphic stuff that they can possibly think of in the movie. They even talked to the writer and director, and that's what he said. He's like, "Oh, there's no plot."
Yeah. And that's how it was. They have integrated more plot by the third movie, and
Oh
then
yeah,
you're going to go into some of the backstory with Art the Clown in the fourth one, from what I understand, from according to Damien. But I just love the fact that it was them actually saying, "How gruesome can we go? Like, how low can you go? How low?" It was really like, all right, so We see how they did this. Let's just do it worse. Like, don't you think like that when you're writing? Like, especially if we're writing dark, twisted stuff. Like, I'm thinking, okay, this is what I've seen before. How bad can I make it? Like, can I go lower? Can I do it worse?
Yeah,
Make it
you
more?
Lord.
Can I make it sexier? You know what I'm saying? Like, what
Right.
can I get away with?
I just like good stories. I kind of feel like some of the stories a little bit missing, but you know what? It's not like I'm sure you've seen like one of those like late '80s, early '90s like slasher movies where it's like there is literally no plot. But
Right. Yeah.
in a way, they're kind of like morality plays, like oh you have sex or oh you do drugs, you get killed. But
Yeah.
there really is no plot.
Yeah. That's okay. I mean, we have lots of stuff with plots. So it's okay to have some stuff without plots, just blood and violence.
No, it's okay, but like I don't look at those like my favorites. Like I enjoy seeing them, but they're not my favorites. My favorites are like when they really have a great story behind them.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, my favorites. Now, if we were talking about my favorites, it would be more like psychological horror, where we're dealing with the mental components. Like there's usually some things that you didn't see coming, because I can figure out so much stuff early on. I love when I'm surprised when something was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. I really, really like when a story can do that for me. So psychological is would be my preferred, but I feel like all of it has its place. You know what I mean?
Could you name a couple of your favorite movies? Just, tell people what you're thinking of.
Oh my God, my favorite movies. Well, in terms of horror, Martyrs is at the
Oh, it's
top
an
of
awesome
my list.
movie. I love that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, Martyrs at the top of my list. We got to go back a few years for that, but that's one of them where first it derives such deep emotions from me. So I was so caught up in the story. You also get a lot of twists and turns where you don't know what's going to happen next. It
The
was
editing
also
though is like so like in a way it's over the top, and in a way you're like, holy fuck, they went there.
and that it could happen, like it's kind of rooted in the real world in the sense that you've got some evil or some crazy or even highly intelligent, because there's something there where they were tapping into, they're trying to figure out the answer to something, so they're using their intellect and their evilness to
But
get
they
to this.
also had that like lacking humility, like kind of like the oh yeah, this will answer it for us, but yeah, we have to torture someone else to find it.
Right. Yes, there's a lack of empathy involved there. Where I mean, we have people that'll snatch people off the street and kidnap them and put them in the sex industry, or to sell their sex their organs. So
Right.
there are people right now that will do that in the world. That is so fucking evil, but also kind of genius. Like, I know that I can make money off of this, so turn
You
off
have
the.
to reach that part of you where you care. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But so that's what makes Martyrs so terrifying, because it really could be going on, but also you go into the movie, you're thinking it's one thing and it changes like three
Oh
different times.
yeah. That's what I tell people. Like I tell people the beginning with her, like that girl um like as prisoner, and then she escapes, and then she confronts the people that she says did to her. And I talk about that, and then I'm like, then the movie gets crazy.
Yes. And recently I have seen, there's three movies I've watched back to back that have pulled some a similar storytelling method. Well, one is a show. But I've noticed recently there's another way that they're telling movies. Well, they'll show a movie on one level, and then they'll start it back over from the perspective of some other people that are in the movie, and then they kind of meet in the middle, and then you see
Yeah,
the
I
rest
see
of
people
the
do that
story.
all the time now. That time jump back and forth. Nobody used
Yeah,
to do that back in the day.
That's been very clever. That has I've really enjoyed that form of storytelling. I See You is on Tubi right now, and they do that. Have you seen I See You?
No, it's good.
Yeah, watch that one on Tubi. But it is free on Tubi. You watch a movie, and it seems like there's a supernatural element. And since I'm telling you to watch it, I don't want to spoil it for you. It appears to be something happening, and then it kind of starts back over and tells it from a different perspective. It's like, oh, okay, I didn't see that coming.
Right.
And I love how they do that. And then there's another twist at the end. So I like that. Also, The Billionaire's Bunker on Netflix. I just finished watching that. I watch a lot of Spanish shows because I love how they don't tell stories linearly. So
Right.
I'm not expecting a linear storytelling here, but I still I wondered if maybe there was something else going on, and sure enough, that's what's happening. So they're telling a story, and then they start over telling it from a different perspective, and you realize you're watching something else. You're watching a game being played out, and I love
Oh,
that. And then there's another movie recently that was done that same way. What was it? What was it? As we talk, it'll probably pop back in my head. I did tell you I was in my 50s, so that memory be going and coming. Let's see. Fear of Rain. Was that it? Fear of Rain. No, maybe not. Because Fear of Rain is something else.
see, I already
Uh,
forgot the other one. So it's ICU, and what's the next one?
oh, I know what it is. Bone Lake. Bone Lake is out in the theaters right now. I had to go back through my IMDb searches because every time I watch something, I go back to IMDb and rate it. But Bone Lake, which is out in theaters right now, also does the same thing. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is like the third thing I've watched, and they're not all out at the same time. Like I See You, I think is an older film. Like I think it's been out a couple of years or at least a year or so. And but they follow the same thing. You're watching a film and then it starts back over from somebody else's perspective. And so I like that because there's multiple views happening.
Right.
It also kind of keeps me on my toes, like, oh, what's really happening? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That. And these are all horror, sci-fi-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely check it out. Those are my favorites, like a little bit of sci-fi, a little bit of horror,
Mm-hmm.
like Event Horizon or Aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yes, yes. Yes, that's because you're my cosmic horror dude.
That
Since I was last on your show, we you put this
looks
out.
familiar.
Yeah, Focus on
I
Mankind.
think you're in that, right?
Yes, yes, I have the story. And you did a beautiful rendition of my character. You being the talented artist that you are.
Oh, the
I
Medusa character.
Yes, this one.
Yes, yes.
Yes, you did this illustrated. This is the first time I've had one of my stories illustrated. I love it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so let's go over what you have. Like what you have out, what people could buy.
Oh, okay. So, my what I'm most known for is the Narcoleptic Vampire series. Book one of that series is Sleepy Willow's Bonded Soul. I know you said you were going to do a pop up,
Yeah.
so wherever you pop it up, you pop it up.
Yeah. No, I will.
Wherever
I'll put
you
it
pop it
full.
up. Okay. And is it backwards? It's probably backwards when I hold
No,
it
no,
up.
it's not.
Oh, it's not? Okay. So Sleepy Willow's Bonded Soul is book one of that series. Sleepy Willow's Heartless Soul is book two. Sleepy Willow's Loose Soul is book three. And this one has become very more relevant to things that are happening today. There is an apocalyptic event that happens in here that is being talked about so much now that I'm really I've been thinking about some of the stuff that I wrote in this book because I hear people talking about it. Spoiler alert, the rapture happens in this book, okay? So they just had this whole rapture thing, this whole rapture discussion, right? for October 23rd, I think. And they do it every 10 years because I had a memory pop up for me that said I'm still waiting on the events of October 23rd to happen. And that was October 24th, 2015. So it was actually 10 years ago that they pulled the same thing about the rapture. But anyway, the rapture happens in here, and there's a lot of different things that, that have been talked about that has reminded me of this story. Spoiler alert, it's so hard not to spoil my stories now because they've been out for so long. These were 2011, 2012,
No, but
2013.
the thing is, like, especially for the new people, they really
Yeah.
need to hear what's going on.
And then I have Zeke's Loving Thorn, which is post-apocalyptic. It's more paranormal romance. It's about an intersex vampire. Because Zeke was introduced in the last book, the third book of the series, I wanted to have more of this character because it's not a character you read about a lot. Intersex vampire, hello. Then I have the werewolf in Wolf's Fire gets their own story, and there's a werewolf dragon pairing in this. That scene is pretty fucking hot. I don't care what nobody says. They change mid-sex. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I blow my own mind with something. Then there is Along Came a Killer, which I don't have any copies of in front of me. I have sold out of those, but I will have copies if they show up at your place in time. I will have copies at Dead Man's Hand Expo because I did order more, and I'll just have to bring them back with me. If you all don't buy them, I have to bring them back with me. So come get them. Those are very inexpensive because it is a novella. Along Came a Killer, which is a standalone in the series. It just points back to characters that are in the series. Well, the setting of the series, Pit of Hades Fetish Club. So my narcoleptic vampire, she works in a fetish club, hiding in plain sight because vampirism is illegal. She has a love interest with a personality disorder. I will go ahead and spoil it for you. She has multiple personalities, okay? Because that is a hot ass character too. And and then as time goes on through the books, she becomes there's a reverse harem. There's a why choose because she's a fucking vampire. She can have sex with anybody she wants at any time. Why not? So the reverse harem. There's also there's a lot of different creatures that go bump in the night. All kinds of things are going on in there. You need to know that I write very, very spicy. You're going into this with some hardcore shit. This is the last book in the series. It's called Sleepy Willow's Redeemed Soul. It is it's the last one from Sleepy Willow's perspective, but not the last book in that world because I do want to go through some of the other characters that I have in the series, some of their world from their perspective. I do have stories that I want to tell from Franco's perspective. If you already know of my series, the Demon Franco, the Maestra Maximilian, the Great, I want to go into his world. So some more stuff like that. I also
Did
have
you see Near Dark, the movie?
Near Dark.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, because we talked about it before, right? So I want
Yeah,
to watch.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
my favorite vampire movie. But
yeah,
yeah, there's like a young girl vampire, and there's a young boy vampire, and he's trying to get a girl. But I'm like, if they make a girl a vampire at that age, that's before she reached maturity, so she's not sexual at that age. So imagine being trapped for eternity at that age.
yeah. That would blow for sure. Uh, Interview with a Vampire. Claudia.
Yeah, exactly.
Claudia being trapped as a little girl, like, oh my goodness.
Exactly, yeah.
And she proved that it was not a good idea.
Uh,
Did not go well. Okay, so
that's a great book, though. I love Interview with the Vampire. I like the book
yeah,
way better than the movie, but great movie, great book.
yeah. I have more books. So this one, I have some I showed the ones from the Narcoleptic Vampire series. I also have some other ones that so this is the one that you and I talked about. I'm in your Joke is on Mankind, but
Right.
other anthologies. So these two are from Mocha Memoirs Press. This is Slay. It's a vampire noir, all vampire stories because vampires are my thing. But these are all black vampires. Y'all talk about it all the time. You want to see some black vampires, black witches, black demons? Hello, we did it. Okay, we did it. These are all black vampires. I'm not sure that all the authors are black, but the face on here, we wanted them to look like us. They don't all have to be pale because it's fiction, fuckers. Okay, we can look thick and blood suck. Okay,
Do
so
you
I
find
had
it kind of weird when people are white and they're worried about black characters? So I find it kind of weird when like people are male and they're worried about female characters.
yes, yes. If I feel like anybody should write whatever they feel inspired to write. And so if you're white and you're writing black characters, kudos to you. I also, and aside to that though, because mix up your characters, like, because we read everybody's books. I would also like to say though that if you want to see diverse characters, you don't have to just read white authors that are writing diverse characters. There are some of us that are black, that are Hispanic, that are Asian, that are Indian, that are Native American, et cetera, that are writing from our own worldview, our own lens. Read us too. We are also writing inclusive characters. So read our books too, not just look for George R. Martin to diversify his characters. Okay,
Right.
are other authors that are writing from the perspective of a diverse perspective. So read all of us. This one is Black Magic Women from Mocha Memoirs Press. I have a story in here that also seems very relevant to today because I asked the question one time, if we're all praying to the same God, who is God answering? So if the slave is praying to the same God that the slave master is, hello. There's some deconstructing that needs to happen, in other words. So anyway, this
What about
story,
the different sports teams and both pray to win? What,
yeah,
God picks sports teams?
yeah, and it's like, don't get me started on that. The whole religious discussion is just kind of at the forefront of my brain these days, and so I try not to go too deep into it, not to be as offensive as I can be, but okay. Anyway, this is how I write fiction. I have a question that develops in my mind, or there's something that I'm working through, and it turns into a story. Oh, my nails. I will have my nails done by the time I see you at 10 minutes and expo. Oh my God, do not look at my nails, okay? These are all Black women writing horror, though. I can tell you that. And let's see. And I would like to say, since we brought up Interview with a Vampire, Anne Rice shouted Slay out on the socials a few times before she passed, and I believe she was friends with Samiko Salson. So she may have shouted this one out. I can't remember, but this one was up for one of those awards in the Horror Association or something or other. I don't know because I've never won an award personally. I'm not popular enough, I guess. I think that's how you win awards, right? You gotta be popular.
Right. Well,
Okay.
everything is political. Like the movies that
Yeah.
when you're like, dude, that was a better movie. Why didn't that even place? Then what wins will be like two people saw it.
Right, and it could be great, but anyway. So I have some books. Also, I have some anthologies out with Stitch Smiles Press, and I just realized when I was in there looking for them that I don't have all the copies of those either. I have three books, I believe. Or maybe it's two from Stitch Smiles Press. My Lilith story is in this one. This is Deviance and Decadence. And my Lilith story is in here. This is an anthology, so you get a variety. There's also It's Just a Toy, which is about haunted toys. And I don't have any spice in my story that's in there. It is the um the Diabolical Puzzle. That's the story that I have in that anthology, but I have to reorder copies. I don't have any more. So those are the horror. Oh, oh my goodness. Am I missing a box? Because Demented Dimension, I don't have a copy of that. I thought I had copies of that. Demented Dimension is a book that I'll have with me. I have ordered copies to go to you, but I thought I had some more copies of that. I may have sold out. That is my most recent one. I sell those out at every event that I go to. I just thought that I had another copy of it, but I just realized I didn't. So Demented Dimension Part 1 is in print. Part two is online. Part two and three are online, but they are not in print yet because I am a one woman show and I haven't gotten to it yet. But I am working on it. I finally got Demented Dimension 1 in print, and I'm so glad I did because it has people are really been buying that one. I don't keep copies of it. But there are 6 stories, 6 short erotic psycho horror stories in all 3 parts, and I'm going to put them together in their one collection with all 18. I just, when I get to it. Dan, I do have some stuff that, like I mentioned before, that's dark, erotic romance. Do you want me to go into those or skip those?
No, you can bring them. I don't want to go too long because people don't watch long podcasts.
Oh, okay,
People have
okay.
such a short mind span. Yeah.
I got you. And I talk, it just.
Ah.
But I do have dark, erotic romance books with all the spice too, if anyone is interested in those. Oh, and this one. This is not a how to have a perfect marriage is not really a how to, it's a dark comedy. So that's pretty much it.
Okay. All right. Well, let everyone know how they can get a hold of you, how they can see you, how they can buy your stuff and show you money.
All right, yes. You can see me if you are connected to Dan. I will be hanging out with Dan at Dead Man's Hand Expo in Albany, New York, October 24th through the 26th. Before that, I have an event coming up in Nacogdoches or Navasota, one of those places. October 18th. That's here in Texas, and as far as I know, that's my last Texas event of the year. I also will be at AuthorCon in Vegas, November 2nd through the 5th. And I travel a lot, so if you might want to catch me at one of those events. Or you can always find my books on Amazon.com. But you're gonna have to put in Dicey Grenor because they suppress my stuff. As an indie author, for some reason, you can't just put in the title; it's not gonna pop up. Everything in the world is gonna pop up, but my books. A pair
Yeah.
of dice, they're selling dice, will pop up for my book. I'm not kidding. So, but I do have a website, diceygrownbooks.com. I also have spicydicey.store.com. But I'll tell you, I have been really bad about updating all of my stuff. My websites are all jacked up because like I said, I'm a one woman show and I do still have a professional job. So I'm coming back to it. If anybody wants to volunteer and help me or whatever, let me know. Reach out to me. But you can find my books by looking under Dicey Grenor, and that's probably wherever you buy books online. But or you can come get, or you can reach out to me, and I can send you some of my paperback copies, and I can send those to you autographed. We probably do like Cash App or Zelle so that you don't have to actually go through the website. I can do that too. Like however it is that I can get the book to you if you want it, I will do it. Thank you.
Okay. And what social media are you on? I knew you're on
Oh,
Facebook.
yes, I'm on all the socials at Dicey Grenor. That's DICEYGRENOR. I have a Patreon. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Now, I will tell you that I spend more time on TikTok just because I can see the reach that TikTok is doing. Like once you post, you can see this many people saw it. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I know what's working, and I mean, they suppress me too. But I finally stopped getting all the strikes. I was getting struck for everything, every post. Like there's no substance in this post. What are you talking about? I'm not drinking anything. I'm just walking my dog. But finally, they kind of lean back a little bit. Finally, but I kind of like just being able to post short videos like that. My Instagram, I have a bunch of monitoring spirits, people that don't really support, or they're just there, and most of the time they just unfollow. So I don't spend as much time on Facebook and Instagram. The Meta is just kind of old news to me, but I am there. So if you send me a message through Instagram at some point, I will check it and I can reply back to you. Or you can email me at author@diceyGrenor.com or diceyGrenor@gmail.com or attygreennnorth@att.com. I mean, att.net. Woo! You can reach out to me anywhere.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you very much for doing this, and I'll see you in a couple weeks. Do you have anything else you want to throw out there?
No, I appreciate you so much, Dan. And so I hope things go well so that I'll know I can learn from this experience too about vending out of state. So I hope everything goes well, but I appreciate you having me on your show again and also for telling me about Dead Man's Hand Expo and working with me with getting my books there and everything. So I'll see you soon.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, thank you very much.